This is really what I want to show you first, though. Because the basis of teaching our players double teams and the basis of us teaching our players how to strike somebody low to high, which, I just said this down in New Jersey at a clinic a couple weeks ago. When I was a younger football coach, the high school guys really knew how to run block, the players I was getting in college football. They knew how to come off the ball. They knew how to be low. Sometimes I had to pull them back a little bit because they were overextended. But they could run block. And I really had to teach them how to power step and kick slide. And what I've come to find out now, 20-something years later, it's almost flipped. And I think it's a function of the combines, the camp circuit, the Under Armour, all these other things they go to try and get recruited and all that. And I will say this, high school offenses throw the ball more now than you used to. The guys have a pretty good idea how to move in pass protection. But more and more teams are playing out of a two-point stance. I coached players out of a two-point stance for 10 years of my career. 2 years at CW Post, 5 years at Hofstra, 3 years at Delaware. My players never put their hand on the ground. But when you do that, you still got to be able to block low to high. And I feel like that's a little bit of a lost art, and the players I'm getting in college don't quite understand it. And I'm fortunate because I get kind of the top players, right? I get good players, talented guys. And they get away with it in high school. But you don't get away with it when you're playing the real defenses in college. When you got to line up against Alabama week 2, like we did last year and we're going to next year, you don't get away with that. You got to have the ability to strike low to high. So using this sled has helped us. So I'm going to show you 2 different drills we did with this sled. Okay, so here's the first. These are my 2 starting tackles. Christian's probably 6'6", Kelvin's about 6'5.5". So they're taller guys. My point being, even though they're taller, you should still be able to get under this pad. And this is a gallop, a near foot lead, a gallop step, where on your 3rd step, you should be low. And then ultimately, as you strike it with your feet in the ground, I want to see their hips unlock. And you see Kelvin on the left actually jumping off the ground. His hips are, because that's the drill. That's the emphasis of the drill. Striking somebody and lifting them up low to high. So I got a lot of stuff. I'm not going to belabor any of these points. Here's the same 2 guys again, low to high. You can see the hips going forward. Here's 2 other guys right here's my guards. Same idea. These guys are on quiet. Well, Hayden's kind of tall. He's about 6'5". Cole on the right, he's about 6'4.5", 6'5", maybe 6'5". I don't think he's quite 6'5". Come on, baby. There we go. But you can see the hip extension. That's what the drill is. Low to high and unlock your hips. Unlock your hips.